I know exactly how to start this because I've been thinking about it for around 30 minutes or so. But even now, with the camera in front of my face, I feel so confused. What are the right words to use? So I'm just going to start it as honestly as I possibly can. Last week, I found out that my wife is 5 weeks pregnant. It's good news, it's extremely good news. I'm happy because for the past year or so, I was made to believe that I'm sterile, that I can't have children. So for such news to come last week, it was magical. I can't express how happy I was. But at the same time, I was rather frightened because I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't prepared to be a father. I hoped I would be a father, but I never prepared for it. So here it comes. The most worrying thing about the situation isn't the fact that I will be a father. It's the fact that I honestly don't know how I'm going to take care of my family. I mean, I know what it takes, and because I know what it takes, I can see clearly what I lack. Most importantly, being money. All my life, I have had this picture in my head of how my life will be by the time I'm 21, 22. And things are lining up just as I had hoped. However, there are some things that, well, let me put it this way. I had hoped that by the time I am 25, I will have a 4-year-old daughter that I can take to my favorite place in the world with my wife. And it's happening. I'm turning 22 in next month, and my child, son or daughter, will be born while I'm still 22, about to turn 23. But one part of that dream was that I hoped I will have enough funds to ensure that my wife and child never want for anything. But here I am, 22. I'm pulling 12-hour shifts at a bar. The money isn't adding up. I'm trying to find another job. It's really hard considering the situation I put myself in. Straight to the point. I honestly don't know how I want to take care of my child. It's frightening, not for me. If I was living this kind of life without a wife, without a pregnant wife, I wouldn't be bothered. I wouldn't feel scared. I wouldn't feel frightened. I don't care about having fun. If I had the kind of money I have now when I was living alone, I would be so relaxed. Even though I'm pulling 12-hour shifts at a bar, I would be so relaxed. But I have a wife with student loans and a daughter coming next year. And her parents, my wife's parents, expect a wedding ceremony before the child comes. Too much pressure for me. It's not, well, pressure is necessary for growth. I'm not angry because of the pressure. I'm angry because I'm not angry. Anger is the wrong word to use. I'm just overwhelmed. That's all. I'm overwhelmed. I am overwhelmed. There are some things that as a child Well, I remember being a child, and I hope my father will be some things. I didn't hope he will be rich. I didn't wish he was rich. I wish that he could give me what I wanted. Of course, now I realize that meant that I indirectly wished he was rich. I just hoped he could be there for me emotionally. I hope that he will be a shoulder for me to lean on. But in this capitalist world, while you're chasing financial gain, whether it is or it isn't to support your family, you miss out on your child's life. I don't want to be the kind of father who's missing out on my child's life because I'm out there looking for the next meal. I would hope, honestly, that by next year we'll be able to provide for my wife and child before they come. I want to start now. That's why I'm taking this video. I want to be accountable to whoever is going to watch this video. I am going to provide for my wife and child. I will find a means, and I will ensure that they have what they need and whatever it is that they want. I want to be responsible. I want to be a provider. I want to be dependable. I want to earn their trust because I love them both so much. My wife and my unborn child. Only 6 weeks right now, but still I've never felt this kind of love for someone. It's the kind of love that forces you to want to be responsible for something beyond yourself. And I guess marrying my wife was kind of a rushed move, because if you were to meet my wife, you will realize one thing: my wife is not the average woman. She is an extraterrestrial beauty. Her beauty is out of this world. This is not beauty that is in the eye of the beholder, because people have told it to me that, Oscar, how did you manage to get such a woman? I don't lie to myself. I know that I'm not exactly the most handsome man in any room I walk into. However, my wife is by far the most beautiful woman in almost any room she walks into. And so I had to make her mine. I did everything I could to make her mine. I did everything I could to prove that I loved her. And so now I'm here, sitting in the bench at the park after working out, shooting a video, promising to the world that I would be responsible to her and our child. So I will be everything I can for my child. I promise right now in this video I will stop drinking. I will stop smoking, whether it be shisha, whether it be tobacco. I will work out and be fit. I will become stronger physically, mentally, emotionally. I will be responsible for my child. I will be the kind of father that anyone would want to have. And it's hard to make such promises without having, to be accountable to. And that's why I have the world to be accountable to. Today, I will open my page for producing parties and events, and I will see how I can grow from there, because I met someone who led me down this path. So different productions, and I want to see what I can do with that, because if that's a way for me to provide for my family, I will take it. So I'm going to do that today, and I'm going to help my wife around the house more than usual, especially now she's constantly tired. Anyway, thank you for listening to my jibber jabber. I will do this again tomorrow. Goodbye.